The Lee Group will be holding its 11th annual Small Business Workshop May 14th at 8 a.m. at the Corner Ballpark located at 1680 Michigan Avenue in Detroit. This year's theme is Thriving Through Uncertainty. Come and join the conversation as business leaders from across Detroit will be addressing this critical issue. This is a free event, and for more information, please go to leagroupinnovation.com. That's leagroupinnovation.com and click on the Small Business Workshop tab. All right, I'd like to welcome you to this edition of In the Conference Room with Mark S. Lee. I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy the conversation. You know, this is your source for business information across the great city of Detroit, my hometown, as I always like to say, the state of Michigan, as well as across the country. And we have special guests each and every single week. By the way, I got to pause for a second. Can you believe this beautiful weather? Hey, I am not going to complain about the weather. And again, so we have a very special lineup of guests. So we're going to jump right into the conversations, a major event that's coming into Detroit very soon. The great members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and now full transparency, full disclosure. I'm also a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I'm a proud member since 1979, Epsilon Eta, which is Eastern and Michigan University. So I go back just a couple of years, but I have some distinguished brothers on as part of this interview today, and I'm going to introduce them briefly. Brother Al Elvin Jr., the 49th president of Gamma Lambda chapter, which is a graduate chapter based here in Detroit. We also have in the conference room Brother Franklin Stacy Jr., he's the Midwestern Regional Vice President. He's out of Illinois. Thanks for joining me in the conference room. I'm going to come back over to the 50th president of Gamma Lambda, Brother Harry Todd, based here in the Motor City, the great city of Detroit. And last and not least, but Brother Johnny Brooker III, and he is in Baltimore, Maryland, I believe, right? Baltimore. All right. Brothers, thank you very much for joining me in the conference room. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for joining. How you all doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, my pleasure. All right, we're going to jump right into the conversation. And we all know there's a major event, and it's starting to spread across social media, that's coming to the great city of Detroit, and that is the Midwestern Regional Convention. And, talk about this convention and why it's coming to the city of Detroit. So, Brother Stacy, let me turn over to you as the Regional Vice President.
Well, thank you, Brother Lee, for that question, and I appreciate it. So Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated is the first intercollegiate Greek letter fraternity for Black men. And we're going to be hosting our 2025 Midwestern Regional Convention right there in the city of Detroit, Michigan. And that will be on March the 19th through the 23rd. And it will be at the Detroit Marriott Renaissance Center. And the Midwestern region, along with Gamma Lambda chapter, Alpha Upsilon chapter, which is on the campus of Wayne State University, and Pi Upsilon chapter, which is on the campus of U of D Mercy, and as well as U of M Dearborn, is honored to organize this prestigious event. And we're expecting over 1,500 fraternity members to come to your city. And our convention theme is the Brotherhood Impact, strengthening bonds, shaping leaders, and reflects on Alpha Phi, and all of that reflects on Alpha Phi Alpha's mission to inspire, educate, and drive meaningful change. And so programming will be focused on leadership, service, and community engagement, reinforcing our fraternity's legacy of excellence.
Brother Todd, I want to come over to you, and also Brother Al, you both have been recent, and Brother Todd is the current president, the 50th president of the chapter, Gamma Lambda graduate chapter. Brother Elvin's 49th president. And so I want to turn over to you, Brother Todd, as Gamma Lambda clearly is having a major role. Talk about what it took to snag this convention and why it's important for the great chapter here in Detroit, and it's the importance to the city as well.
Thank you, Brother Lee. To your viewers, this is a major coup for the city of Detroit and for Gamma Lambda. We had a crack team working on this over a year and a half ago, and they did site visits, and they put together a major initiative with the Convention Bureau, key sponsors. That team was worked tirelessly on making sure we're going to have an amazing, impactful conference, as well as it's very important for all these dollars that come into the city of Detroit to be distributed among Detroit residents, Detroit businesses. That's very key, and they worked hard to make that happen. Our historic Alpha House will be open, 293 Elliott. During during the convention, excuse me. And, Brother Al Elvin is the convention chair. I chose him. I could not have picked a better person. We call him affectionately Al Putin because he has a way of taking blood out of the turnip. No offense to turnips. But he's the right brother at the right time to get the job done. And I'm proud that he's leading us into the convention.
And let's segue over to Brother Elvin, and he was a dynamic president for Gamma Lambda chapter for quite a while. Awesome brother, a young brother doing some great things, part of the school board of Oak Park, Michigan. I want to turn over to you as the convention chair. Give me your perspective of what you're hoping to achieve and what you want to see over the next several days, beginning next week.
Yes. So, Mark, first of all, thanks for having us. I will tell you that our mission statement is Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated develops leaders, promotes brotherhood and academic excellence while providing service and advocacy for our communities. Beyond the meetings that we will have that are private, we're going to have a ton of opportunities to engage with the public here in Detroit, right? And that starts on Wednesday, March 19th, as we embrace National Reading Month and go to Dawson and Emerson schools in the city of Detroit, where we are donating 2 reading benches, 1 to each school. The region has done that now, I believe, for 10 years, or at least 10 times. But this is the first time they've come to a city and donated 2 benches in that same city. And so not only are we donating those benches, but we're also spending time reading to those children. We're donating 100 books to each school. So that the children there have an opportunity to see Black men who look like them, men who come from the same sort of cities they come from. And to be a part of that is great for us. I know Brother Stacy revels in that. He's an educator by nature anyway, so he's going to enjoy that time there. I know we have other things, and I'm happy to dive into those, including a blood drive for sickle cell awareness, as well as CPR training, things of that nature. But one thing I do want to highlight, I think you noted this, there's a great economic impact here in the city of Detroit. When we bring 1,500 men from 12 states in Canada to participate in set business sessions and things of that nature, our economy here in the city of Detroit does benefit. In fact, I looked that up, and I believe we're somewhere to the tune of $1.5 to $3 million of economic impact in the city of Detroit as we converge on the city next weekend. So definitely think there's a great opportunity here for us to dive into that.
And everybody in Detroit knows I've been talking about entrepreneurship and business in the city for over 15 years. And before I engage Brother Brooke, let me just say very quickly, the city of Detroit, I've written about it, I've talked about it across various media platforms. We have over 64,000 small businesses in the city of Detroit, of which 80% of those small businesses are women and minority-owned businesses. I want to make sure you understand that. And in pure volume, Detroit's the 4th largest city in the country in terms of the number of small businesses. So what Brother Elvin's talking about is having an impact in terms of bringing those dollars into the city. Brother Brooke, I want to come over to you and talk about, you're over in Baltimore, and talk about this convention from your perspective and some of the programs and why it's important for Alpha Phi Alpha to be engaged here in Detroit while you're coming from other parts of the country as well.
Yeah, so thank you again, Brother Lee, for the opportunity to be on this radio show. So my position, I'm the Midwestern Regional Assistant Vice President. My job is to be an advocate for collegiate brothers and alumni brothers as well. But my job is to cultivate and get the growth of the collegiate brothers, to get their attention and to make sure they're present and where they need to be. So this convention really is for brothers to receive and learn about the business of the region, take something back that is valuable and that's tangible of worth to our chapters so we can truly uplift our campuses and our communities back where we serve. But the best way, going back to the program and what you're asking, This convention is really a family reunion, right?
Mm,
The Midwestern region, like it makes up 12 states in Canada, and you're going to see brothers for the first time, brothers who you see on social media, some brothers who can be seen as mentors for our brothers. But in regards to the programming, there's going to be several workshops. We have grad schools coming for opportunities. We have a career fair, things of that nature. But it's so many things that brothers can get involved with. We just need you guys to get there.
yeah. And Brother Stacy, I'm going to come back over to you as the vice president, certainly the regional vice president. You touched on it earlier, but I want people, not everybody's aware of Alpha Phi Alpha. We have a broad viewership and listenership. So talk to those who are tuning in saying, I've heard Divine Nine, I've heard Alpha Phi Alpha, I think I've heard of it. You touched on it. Talk about again the impact that this great fraternity is having, not just in Detroit, but across the globe.
Well, one thing that is a misconception about fraternities and sororities is that they are strictly just for your college years. Well, that's not the case for the Divine Nine organizations. We not only have college chapters, but we also have alumni chapters. And the purpose of those alumni chapters is to be able to go back to the cities where our chapters are chartered and provide service and advocacy for our community, which is very important. And so this isn't just a college thing for us. We need as many advocates in our community as we possibly can. And that is very important. And, I just want to add, a little bit more, if you would allow me to, when
Absolutely.
it comes to what we're actually offering. Our esteemed regional assistant vice president mentioned our Career Connections Fair. That's very important because we're bringing 12 employers to the city of Detroit. And so what that means is this isn't just for the 1,500 plus alpha men who are coming to Detroit for this convention. This is for the entire city of Detroit, as well as its surrounding areas. And so that's very, very, very important. And I want to make sure that everybody understands that, as well as I'm going to be having a regional vice president's public program and reception. And that's going to be March the 20th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And our focus, which has been our focus for the last two administrations, is racism is a public health crisis. And so this is an opportunity to network, engage also with the community. We want the community to come out for this, as well as fraternal leadership and our distinguished guests. And this event will also be held at the Detroit Marriott Renaissance Center, and specifically at the Ambassador Ballroom Level 3. And so it is very important to understand that, all of this matters to us. This matters to us. This convention is more than just a gathering. It's a platform, for not just leadership development, but community service and an academic impact, which we have talked about several times in this radio show. And so the city of Detroit benefits from increased tourism and local business support as attendees will explore the city. I made it perfectly clear to everyone, we're not just coming for the convention. We're coming to serve the city of Detroit. We want to be out in the city. I want alpha dollars being spent into the city. And so, we're going to continue to be a force of good. We're going to continue to address those critical issues in education, as well as employment and health.
And Harry, I want to come back over to you as the president of the Gamma Lambda chapter. Someone referenced the theme earlier, the brotherhood impact, strengthening bonds and shaping leaders. How is that, again, going to continue to come through? I hear Brother Stacy and Brother Brooker and Brother Elvin talk about that theme, and how is that going to be reinforced as part of this convention as well?
What's interesting about that theme, the theme is there, but it's the brothers who are coming together, the connectivity of bringing all those shared experiences from around the country, the Midwest specifically, but sitting in those rooms, listening, learning, understanding where brothers are coming from, strengthening bonds. There are people I see once a year at a Midwest Regional Convention, and we just kick it and have a great time, but that happens all over the entire, that'll be permeated throughout the entire the Renaissance Center. But it's about what our regional vice president said was very important. We want to make sure that we're impactful, that we didn't just come and we learned some things and we had a great time and impactful for Alpha. We want to make sure that the greater community knows that Alpha Men chose the city of Detroit, and that when you see a man resplendent as black and all gold, you know he's an alpha man by his carriage, his deportment, how he's going to tip well. Because one thing about alpha man, we know how to take care of each other and how to act appropriately. But I want the city of Detroit to welcome the brothers. I want the brothers to go out there and explore, have a great time, and we want from Gamma Lambda. We will have our ambassadors, the Brothers of Gamma Lambda, who will have the GL on their lanyard. Every brother who comes knows, hey, you see a GL on the lanyard, that brother is poised to tell you where to go, where not to go, or whatever. We're all ambassadors for the multiple benefit of all of us, So we're excited about this opportunity.
Alvin, I'm going to come over here as we begin to wrap up. A lot of times when people think of a convention, it's only for the attendees, basically. So I want to give you an opportunity to talk about the public and how can they get involved and what's going to be out there for the general public moving forward.
Absolutely. Well, you already heard about our college fair, if you, Brother Brooker, I think, noted that. We've also talked about our corporate partners coming in, and some of them will be available. As you know, the economy is not where it needs to be. People are losing jobs at an amazing clip, particularly those right now in the public sector. Losing jobs at an amazing clip. And so we do have, I believe, I know Brother Stacy mentioned the amount, but I think we got to update. So I think there's 14 now employers who will be on site who are, going to be making connections with brothers and members of the public. So we encourage people to come out and be a part of that, especially if they're looking for work right now. So we've carefully selected them, and they've carefully selected us. And there's a great opportunity for those who may be in the job hunting phase to make some connections. Even if you don't find something now, at least you've made a relationship with someone. We have an opportunity for some of our recent college grads. As you know, sometimes college grads come out of college and can't find anything. Well, there's an opportunity there for them too. And finally, I just want to make sure that we mention our health fair, which is definitely important. That health fair will be led by University of Michigan's medical care access team. We will do free AED and CPR training for those who want to do that. That's Friday, March 21st. As well as I may have noted, a sickle cell blood drive and help as well as part of that health fair. So, sickle cell disease primarily affects Black individuals. So that blood drive is right on time. We're looking for 70 people to be a part of that. I believe we're at 50-ish now. So we still got a little ways to go to see if we can get there. I will note that those who participate in the blood drive will receive a free Amazon gift card. I don't know anybody doesn't like Amazon gift cards. So there's an opportunity to do that, as well as a little swag for those donors and the ability to do something good, right? And so, if people want to know more about that, they can go to www.detroitalphas.org. To learn more about that, and we're working in tandem with the Red Cross. So, looking forward to all of our public-facing events that are going to help us hit our goals and certainly meet our mission statement, providing service and advocacy for our community. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
As we wrap up, I'm going to give Brother Brooker 30 seconds to say whatever you want to say. The final word goes to Brother Stacy. So, Brother Brooker, you have 30 seconds or thereabouts to say whatever you want to say, whatever you want to impart.
Yes, sir. So we talked about the business. We talked about the community. Let's talk about the fun stuff. We have our step show and after party at 8 o'clock on that Friday night.
Somebody asked me today if I still step. And I paused and said, I don't think so. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but we got that event happening. We have several teams across our region that are competing and run directly right after. We will have our banging party, and we are going to party like it's 1999. Let's do this thing.
Right.
Please be there, Detroit.
All right. Brother Stacy, you get the final word. Unmute yourself, Brother Stacy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
There
at
you
work, so my phone's ringing and all kinds of other stuff. So I apologize. I'm trying to make the best out of this. But yeah, Brother Lee, I just want to say it was an honor and a privilege to have the ability to address. Thank you for allowing us to have the ability to address the city of Detroit. And just know that, this is very important to me. This is the first opportunity as Midwestern Regional Vice President that I had the privilege of choosing, my a city and a chapter, and I could not have made the right choice. It was just really a no-brainer. And once making that choice, I could tell the seriousness of the brothers and how much they really wanted to have this. And words cannot even express how much the Gamma Lambda chapter loves the city of Detroit. When I tell you they rep Detroit, they really and truly rep Detroit. And so it is very important that the city of Detroit shows up and shows out to show the same amount of love that this chapter has given this city for over a century, and come back and show them how much they appreciate them, and as well as take advantage of everything that we are offering. We're coming here to give. We're not coming here to take anything. We're coming here to give. And that's exactly what we want. And so, for the city of Detroit, come and get whatever it is that we have to offer, and show up, show out, and just, take whatever it is that we have, and just thank you for this opportunity to address everyone. And God bless everyone in the city of Detroit as well as the surrounding areas.
Well, I appreciate that. In fact, before we go, I got to point over my shoulder. Al and Harry Todd will recognize that back there is the spirit of Detroit. And I always have it over my shoulder. And also to my left, I have a special clock that I just picked up. It's a Shinola clock that I just picked up at the famed Michigan Central when I was a speaker down there recently. Brothers, I want to thank you all. This is awesome. I wish you a very successful convention next week. And I'm proud, I'm humble and proud to host you all this afternoon. Thank you for your time. Before we go, I got to say this. Detroit is in my blood. You all know that, how much I love this city. And this city is dynamic. It's certainly on the rebound. There's so much going here. All you brothers who are coming to visit, hang out, enjoy, but also learn and network and give back. And the last thing I want to say before we go is we lost a legend, a dear friend of mine this past week, brother. He wasn't a brother, but he's a great man, Mr. Luther Keith. Mr. Luther Keith was a Detroit trailblazer. I had the opportunity of doing a couple pieces on him in the newspaper and talking about him on TV and radio. To his family, we are thinking about you. Condolences. And by the way, he's the nephew of an alpha man. He's an alpha man. His uncle, the famed, the legendary Judge Damon Keith. Yep. All right, so our thoughts and prayers are with him as well. All right, brothers, thank you all very much. I want you all to go out, make it a great day, make it a great week. We're going to check you out next time in the conference room with Mark Hesley. We'll talk to you all very soon, and enjoy this beautiful weather.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
What up, though?
The Lee Group will be holding its 11th annual Small Business Workshop May 14th at 8 a.m. at the Corner Ballpark, located at 1680 Michigan Avenue in Detroit. This year's theme is Thriving Through Uncertainty. Come and join the conversation as business leaders from across Detroit will be addressing this critical issue. This is a free event, and for more information, please go to leadgroupinnovation.com. That's leadgroupinnovation.com and click on the Small Business Workshop tab.